everybody, this is part 6 of the start to finish junk journal, and I thought I'd talk to you today about printing on, I've just gonna add this tonight to my website as a free downloadable envelope. Okay, I just cut it out to make sure it was all right. Okay, I have got a plain one on there, but I will add this one with the sewing machines and everything on, so that'll be available. Also, this will be available, so you can download it and print it onto vellum or tracing paper this is, and then make your own washi tape, which I've got a video on that, so I'll link that below on making my own washi tape. So that's that. Oh, that's the plain one that you can, I thought would be nice to use your stamps on, which I will do that at a later date. Right, and what I've done here is I've printed some things out on tissue paper, which that's one of the journaling pages, which because I never had no sewing napkins at all, so I thought that's the way to do that. I've done two. One I've done full size, and this one I've done smaller, so I printed 2 to a page, and that gave me just that bit smaller in case I needed some finer detail things. That was the page on with the add-on, all the flowers, so that was that. And these two, I need a piece of paper because you might not see them. That's what I've been printing on here. I'll explain about that in a minute. These are available on my website. I've just done a couple of pages up ready. You should just print onto tissue paper or vellum, you know, whatever you feel you want to print on. Okay, they've sort of got a white background, so this shouldn't show through. So we can decoupage with those. That was one of them. And the other is here. That's the one. I've done 2 of those in case I wanted more. And that was the other one. Okay, so they're all available on my website, which I will link. That's the wrong way round because that's it. It's that way. Okay, there we go. That's those. So they'll all be available on my website, and I'll link the website below. And you can just click on the little download arrow button and download them. Right. So all I do for printing, this is those big white, but they're quite large napkins. So I can cut away the edge, you know, where they seal it on a napkin. I cut away that, and then I put it onto. That's clear at the moment. It's just that there's printing on the background because it sometimes goes through. Okay, and all I do is cut it slightly smaller than the A4. Okay, and I just put a bit of washi tape on each side. That's all. But make sure when you do the top, do the washi tape at the top, and then smooth it right the way down so you get it as close as the card, and then put the washi tape on. This is very, very medium weight card. Okay, it's about, I say 120, maybe 150. Okay, and that's what I use. And then I literally, because my printer, mine goes down that way and then prints on it. Okay, so you have to make sure you find out what side your printer prints on. Okay, so you know which way to put it in so that it prints on it. And you can use the same piece of card over and over again until eventually you'll find that it starts to get a bit weak on the edge here. Once it starts doing that, dispose of it or use it for something else. Okay, because once that starts to buckle, then your printer might not take it and it could get jammed up. That's my tip on that. So there again, all that will be available on my website to download if you want to print it out or do whatever you want with it. You know, it's all for, if you want to sell your journals and things, it's fine, no problem at all, as long as you don't mass produce it or print it out and sell the prints. That's all I ask of you. And so what I'm going to do today is, because I've done these earlier, didn't I, with some pattern paper. I've just done some of these. So I thought I was going to decoupage over the top of those. This is an envelope I'd done. which was that one there. It's just a, you know, tiny little envelope, which I thought would look nice, decorated up with a bit of decoupage, maybe just a bit. I know we've done that already, but you know, just to sort of like do something else as well in the background, and or just maybe stitch that on. I'm not sure yet about that. I'll have a think of that while I'm doing the other things. And also I was going to do some tags. That was going to be the base of the tags, and then I will literally decoupage over the top again on that. So that's what I'm going to do now. So we choose our what we want. So I want a little bit of colour, even if it's these flowers. Let's have a look. I just sort of want some flowers around. Oh, a minute, I might put an edge on like that, just going up the side. Actually, that would look nice on that envelope, wouldn't it? Looking at that, I think that'll look nice on that envelope there. So I'm going to put that on the envelope and also put some on there. So I'll just rip this off. I mean, you have got to be a little bit careful, but it's, you know, it's, you've seen my, I've done, I think I've got a video on that, haven't I? Or one of the other ones where I showed you a lot how to decoupage and that, so you don't need to watch me do it again. I expect you'll be interested in how I place it, that's all. So I'll get that placed and then we can go from there. Yeah, I haven't got a lot of time today because I've had the dentist this morning, and it's just, the day's just gone. Had to pop in town and do a few errands, and so yeah, not much of the day left now. But there's no sun today, so the sun's not going to come in, so that's all right. And I've cooked tea, so I've done that yesterday. So that's what I do there. I'm just getting the most of it off because I don't want too much of the white, even though you can get it off while it's on. I'll just do that. Okay. Okay. Do I want that there? I think I do, yeah. And then I might even put a bit of an embellishment here or something. Yeah, I'm going to put that on there. So let's get my glue out, which, you know, it's a watered down one. 2 to 1, 2 parts glue and 1 part water. Oops, dirty old rag. I always give it a bit of a stir because it's had water in it, and the water does separate. So I mean, if I didn't show you these, I can't actually remember. It's only decoupaged the pattern paper onto it, so that's all I've done. Because I think, you know, early on I lost a few of my videos, and I'm not sure whether this was one of them, but you've seen me do this before, so. And I love it because you see the pattern through it as well that we've already done. Okay, that's that. What about a sewing machine? I want a little sewing machine, I think. Put it high up because, you know, I might put some lace down the bottom there, so I'm going to put that up there. Oh, the bracelet's touching the, there we go. There we go. All right. Yep, because if I put a bit of lace there, that will be about right height. Looks like it's floating at the minute, but don't take any notice of that. It all changes. All right, and then we'll just take them off, any loose ends afterwards. Okay. All right, do the little one. No, I'll do this one next. So I must make this up. So after you've cut that up, it's just literally folding in the edges there, gluing it. I use the hole punch on that though. I'll just get that a minute. Make sure I do in here before I glue it down. Okay. Oops. I'm going to stick mine in, okay? If I wasn't, then I would sort of decorate the other side, all right? But I just want mine, I'm going to stick mine in sort of there, so you're not going to see the back of this one. All right, let's ink up the edges a bit. I do only go very gently when I do this, okay, because again, inkjet printer. So you have to be aware of that. Just be very, very careful because, again, the red could bleed a little bit, but to be honest, I quite like it if it does. But it doesn't bleed horrendously. See, it's just beginning to bleed now, look. So if that's the case, just leave it alone. Oops. Like sticking your finger to it like me. Okay, well that's brightened up that envelope, hasn't it? Right, what should we put on here then? I was going to put something in the background on that one. Oh, I might put a bit of this, actually. Right, let's move these out of the way. Yeah, I think that's going to look quite nice. I'll cut that. It's not going to rip very easily. It's stronger than I thought. and make sure I still see what underneath through, that's all. But I might not with this because it has a different colour background, so I might keep that design for something else. Let's have a look on here. Yeah, I'm going to put that sewing machine there. And again, I'm doing it slightly above because I might put some lace or something down the bottom. So I mean, this sort of thing is what makes your journal unique, even though perhaps, yes, you have used a kit, you know, which is nothing wrong with that. And then you go in and you make it yours, you know, by doing things like this. Okay. I'll leave them all to dry and then we shall get back. Oh, I'll do the envelope while they're drying. I actually keep mine in one of these plastic things because they, you know, they easily get ripped. So actually, I'm going to keep one of them out. Let's have a look. Now I'm going to use one of these. I'm going to use the roses for that. Yeah, I'm going to put that there. That way. Right, I'm going to give that a dry because this is going to go, yeah, there, and then I've just got a bit of red poking out the sides, which will do something nice to that. Right, it needs drying. Okay, right, I think we need to ink up the edges. Let's have a look at this. Okay, we need something on here, so I'm going to get that the right way. And I'm going to have, let's have a look at that tape measure. Oh, I think one of those there will be nice. And you can do this sort of thing over book pages and things like that, you know, and I mean, it's great. I've got some things to, there'll be some more things actually that I have available. I've just got to get around to doing it. Because I've got a really old book and I can make some nice journaling cards, I think, out of it. So that's something I'll be doing tonight. Take that bit off, I don't need that. Okay. just going to sand those down there a bit. Again, very gently. And seeing it didn't run very much. Yeah, I was one of those that didn't like the feel of decoupage until I started doing this, because I always found it a bit too rough, and I think us crafters are quite tactile in how we touch things. I know some people like that, but I found it like, oh, I'm not sure, you know. But as soon as I started sanding down, I began to really, really like decoupage on the pages and things like that. Again, but please, you know, do it very lightly. Okay, that's nice and smooth now. Okay, right. So I'm going to have this on the front, stitched on, like so, after having the edges. Just ink up the middle. Glue up the middle. That, and I think I add some lace around this as well. I think the lace will look nice, which we need to do that first. Yeah, I'm going to add some along here. Some lace there, across there and down there. I'm going to do that. Just some very fine lace. That's all. Okay, that's there, and I think I'm going to put some lace around here, and I'm actually going to stitch the top of that envelope. I mean, this is quite a small envelope to do this with, where, you know, you could do it with a big one. I'm just sort of altering an envelope, really. Okay, and that will be your envelope, like that. And then we'll sew that on before we glue anything down. Okay, just going to make sure that looks all right. Just trim off that, like so. And again here. That's when that comes down. Yep, that's it. Yep, like that. Then I think a nice lacy journaling card or something inside that will look nice. Okay, well, I'm going to sew this down, sew around the envelope in a minute. It's not dry enough yet, but I shall go and stitch around this bit first. Okay, that's all finished. Well, it's not totally finished yet because I'm going to most probably add a bit of material, but what I want to I just wanted to show you before I carried on, because I felt that was lovely, but I think a bit of that tape that we printed out would look nice up here, so which I haven't prepared at all. Where is my tape? There we go. This is about, what width did that work out at? I think it's half an inch, just under half an inch tape, that one, and that fit these lovely. So if you print these out on A4, okay, and they should fit the half-inch tape. All right, so I shall go down the page and add some now, and then I've got it all ready. That fits lovely over that. That's all stuck on there, and I usually give it a little bit of just a bit of a burnish, really, just to make sure it's well stuck down. Don't worry about the edges, you cut them off anyway. Okay, now we have some tape, washi tape, and I'm going to put a bit on here. Right, do we want to stick that down now? Or should we put a bit of material on? Bit of lace at the top, I think. Yeah, bit of something there. I think what I'm going to do is ruche a bit up. Yeah, and that's quite delicate. I like that. So I'm just going to ruche this bit up a minute. Right, so I've done that, and I'm just going to stick it down now. I don't need to sew it on. I'll do it with a bit of Fabri-Tac. Somebody asked me whether I had, you know, if I'd done it by hand. I just literally feed it in and fold it over as I'm sewing carefully. That's all I do. So here we go. I think that looks quite nice there. Just a little bit of fabric. Some quite nice stitching. What I might do with the stitching is just go over it, because it is a little bit. Dull it down just a tad, the same as around here. Oh, very gently, and the string as well in the end. There we go. Right, I think we can stick that together now. There we go. That's all done. So that's made a very plain envelope into something else, hasn't it? You know, that you can now use in your in my sewing journal. So that's that one done, and I'm going to do tags similar to that. So I'm going to just go and cut some tag shapes out. I'm going to go through, no, I'm going to do what I feel, okay? I'm not measuring any pockets or anything. I'm just going to do a few tags and then go from there, because sometimes if it's all too conformed, it's a little bit too neat for me. So I'm just going to do any shapes, but normally they don't ever fit what pockets I do. That's typical, isn't it? But anyway, I'm off to make some tags in a minute. I forgot actually that when I do this, I usually do a journaling card. That's an index card that I just decoupaged over, okay, and just put a bit of lace on the top, and then that will fit in inside there. But what I wanted to do is add these little sayings on here, so I'm going to do that now, and then that's that finished. That's from my little printout that I done from, well, it wasn't printout, I typed it, so typed it onto tracing paper. So life is like a quilt, and then I thought on that side, years bond together on there. It's very delicate, this, because it's quite close together when I've typed it, but that's okay. Don't want it overpowering. Actually, I'll stick it at that. There. And then that can go in here. Alright, now you've got a nice piece of ribbon that can most probably tie, you know, over here. It's seam binding or something, which I'll do at a later date because, you know, it's only a matter of tying a bow. Okay, so that's that done. No idea where it's going to go in the journal yet, so I can't really say yet, but that'll be with my little embellishments that I've done. Okay, I found that it's about 5 by 2.5 was a good size for the journaling cards, say, that have been shrunk down. Okay, so those fit them. You know, even the smaller ones, again, when we had 4 to a page, they fit lovely. So, but not the large ones. So I think that's quite a good size. So I'm doing 4 for the time being, because there's other things I want to do a few tags with. And we've got plenty of the tags anyway that I printed out. But I just wanted, you know, wanted to do a few, even though we could use that. Yeah, inside there, those small ones fit there. Quite nice. So if we wanted to do a double tag there, that would work. Yeah, definitely. Even if we went up, I would just glue that bit down. It just doesn't matter about the hole, because we make that after. Just glue that down, because these can look quite good. So okay, I'm just going to stitch around that one. I haven't finished this tag, but I've just sewed that on there like I said I was going to, because I would put some decoration at the top and everything. But that's sort of one that will be worked on later date. I'm going to use this now for these 3 that are left, I think. But I might actually do 4. I tend to like to do 4. I've got 2 signatures, and that's 2 in each journal. So I might do another one. So I'll just show you how to do one. It's very simple. I just literally glue it down. It's similar to what we have been doing. I'll show you one, but I can go away and do the rest. So, Okay, then I'll turn it over and cut it out, and then I will go over the top with the glue mixture again. Okay, that's just using up, you know, the rest of that pattern really, because that, you know, it's a bit silly just, you know, you can actually fold it in half and put it in your journal as well, which I might do that yet, you know, but I've got plenty of it. So I'll do 4 tags like this. Right, all the other bits are drying that I've done, you know, with out of the pattern. So what I've decided, what I found was this, which I thought was really interesting. And, you know, it is quite thin, so I think I'm going to make something out of it. I'm sticking it to some coffee stain paper. This is just literally, it's a bit heavier weight. I'd say it's about 120 maybe GSM. So I'm going to stick that, and then I'm going to coffee stain it a little bit, because I want to make it even look older than what it is. Okay, so I'm going to glue it first, as I normally do, and just leave it to dry, and then we'll come up with something with it, because it's silly to waste that. It's quite a good little thing. But I didn't want it too thick, because I can always put it onto card after if I want it to be a heavy tag, but I don't. I just want to do something with this, not sure yet. I know I've put water on there, but I'm actually going to spray it with a bit of coffee. Okay, which is that one, because I didn't want it too porous. Yeah, just want to stain it up a bit. Make it look as old as we can. I think that might work. A little bit there. Okay, another thing, leave to dry. There we go, that's that, nice and dry. So I think I'll just ink up the edges and we'll have a little look. I quite like it as is, actually. And I think it looks a bit aged now. You know, I don't really want to make it into a tag. We're going to have some quite large pockets, and I will just have a look to see where we think we can, where you can put it. Because I have a feeling I have one of the ones that are left open, which I'll show you what I mean. And things like this always will go in that. And yeah, which what I will do, most probably stick some lime paper on the back, and that can become quite a large journaling spot. But again, made from that pattern, you know, utilising that. So let's have a look in here. Yes, I've got that to finish. I think it's in the other one, actually. It would even go in there, but no, it won't. It's too wide. Let's have a look. Yeah. There we go. So that sits lovely there. Time you get a tag in here as well. That should be quite nice, because you can move it out a little bit so you can actually see you know, that bit there, because that's still going to fold in lovely. And then the tag will be here, so you'll still see that. Yeah, I like that. It's good, and that goes really well with all this. I might put some gesso on these pages. I feel that some of those are a little bit dark, so I'm going to gesso them, which you saw me do that in my last video, and that can dry them overnight, which I will take them out. I will put a clip on there. Actually, do that up there. Okay. Yeah, I just feel that's a little bit too dark, but I like it, but it's just a tad too dark for me. So I will put a bit of that on. Okay, so look at the other side now, and the other side is fine. I like that. It was literally just down that bit. So, and I'll stamp all over that and bring it back again, but not quite so dark as it was. I bet you feel I'm really dotting around today, but there's a reason behind that. So, you know, while my things are drying, I try and utilise that time. You know, I do use my heat gun a lot, but sometimes I think, no, I'll leave that to dry. I'll get on with something else, you know, and I do that. So I can sort of utilise my time if I can. So, which I'm doing today. So it might look like I'm dotting around, where we've done quite a few tags, prepared quite a few things. And no, we're coming on fine. I haven't done any belly bands yet. And I thought that these bits of the pattern that I've left, I'm going to make strips out of them, and then most probably do some, because this is what I've done with the last one. I made some little tucks, you know, like sort of like things like that can go a bit thinner. I mean, I can show you now actually. I quite like the torn edge, so you can either sew them or glue them, you know, do your old tuck in like that, and then sew down the page, and they look quite good as an embellishment, you know, part of an embellishment, not the whole thing. And these are quite easy to sew because you can actually do that before you start. Okay, and then I would stitch down there, which I will do in a minute, and then ink up the edges a bit. I don't mind if they're not straight, nothing. And they can look really good in little places, as underneath something, you know, even underneath a bit of flower. But you know, you've got different patterns going on there. I quite like that, so I'm going to do a few of those, same as my material ones. I'll just get that out of the way a minute and leave that to dry. Okay, and that's all I've done, look, is just stitch those bits up, because they can be used as little embellishments with lace. It just adds another texture. Okay, they're all drying, those are drying, envelope's drying over there. So really, I'm going to call that it today, only that I'm trying to stick to half an hour if I can, because the videos are taking so long at the moment to upload. And I'm having to quick, because I do it from my iPad, and I go to YouTube first, then upload, so I can get over 15 minutes, because apparently YouTube doesn't acknowledge the fact that you're verified when you've got an iPad, or it's the iPad that doesn't let YouTube know you're verified. I don't know, but it works. I can go over 15 minutes if I go to YouTube first and upload from there. But I must admit, it's taking forever. I mean, sometimes it's 2 or 3 hours, and I've got to keep refreshing the page on the iPad, because if I don't, then it stops working. It keeps saying error, and then you've got to start again. So you've got sort of every 5 or 6 minutes, just refresh. You mustn't let the iPad apparently go to sleep, because it stops. So yes, So I'm going to call that a day today, which we've done all different things today. Nothing really finished, but I've done a lot of preparation for the next part. Okay, so we shall see you. Oh no, I'll be around tomorrow. That's right. It's Thursday. I won't be around. So I'll see you then. Okay, bye.